We're going to do the other sequence terms, sequence questions that we have on the review here. If I want to find the first four terms of this equation, I'm looking for A1, A2, A3, etc., etc. Basically, this is just telling me the n's to plug in. I want to plug in 1 for my n, then 2 for my n, and then 3 for my n. So if I want to look for my first one, A1 equals 3 plus 2. This needs to be my n number. My n is 1, so 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2, so that's 5. So this is 5. My A1 is 5. A2. A2 is the same thing. I have 3. 3 times n. What's my n? This guy, 2. 3 times 2, 6 plus 2. That is going to be 8. Then let's get A3. Again, I have 3 times my n plus 2. This time it's 3. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 2. That equals 11. What's happening in between all these numbers? I'm going plus 3, plus 3. That's the pattern, plus 3. So I know that A1 is 5. Then I'm going to get 8. Then 11. Plus 3 is 14. Plus 3 is 17. Plus 3 is 20, etc., etc., all the way up. Find the first 5 terms when I'm given the first term. So I know that A1 is 2. So now I want A2. Okay. Well, if I want A2, let's look for what this tells me. This is the recursive notation. This is telling me this is new, this is old. So what's the one I want? This guy is new. So my new is going to be A2, and my old is going to be A1. So 3 times A1. Does that work out, actually? If my n is 1 right here, that means this needs to be 1 plus 1, which is 2. Okay, it does work out. Wait a minute. Let's try this again. What if I did an A2 here? Now n is 2. So that would be 2 plus 1. Oh, that's a 3. So to get A3, I'd have to take my A2. So now we start to see a pattern. What this is telling us is that my new term, my next term, I take my old term times 3. So let's go ahead and examine this. If I know that A1 is 2, then that means that this thing is 2. So I have 3 times 2. That's 6. So now I have A2 equals 6. Oh, wait a minute. A2 is right here. So that means 3 times 6. 3 times 6 is 18. So A3 is 18. A3 is 18. Wait a minute. 18 is right here. So now this is 3 times 18. That's going to be, I believe it's 54. So now I have A4 is 54. Every single time, what am I doing? I'm multiplying by 3. Multiplying by 3. Multiplying by 3. So I wanted the fifth term. What are you going to have to do? You're going to have to take 54 times 3 to give me that final term. Now this last one is 6. This one is definitely the hardest one. They've told me what F1 is. That's my first term. They've told me F2 is 3. Oh boy. So now they're saying Fn. So let's call this new. If n is new, what's n minus 1? Well, that would have to be old. And then n minus 2 is even older than old, so that has to be called older. So now I have an equation that says new is old plus older. Okay, well, I want new. I want this guy. So I need to take my old plus my older. So my old and older here is 3 plus 3. That's going to be 9. So now this guy's 9. So now I'm going to grab a new color to indicate my new. This is my new. Now this is my old. And this is my older. And this I don't care about anymore. So I'm going to take 9 plus 3. 9 plus 3, what is that? That's going to be a 12. So now I got a 12. So now if I want another term, I'll call this guy new. Well, this guy's no longer new. He's old. And this guy is older. And this guy I don't care about. So now I'm going to take my old, which is 12, plus 9. 12 plus 9 is going to be 21. Next term is 21. So you can see 3 plus 3 is 9. 3 plus 9 is 12. 9 plus 12 is 21. 12 plus 21 is going to be my next term, which is going to be 33. Etc., etc.